I am here in Independence, Missouri, and as you can probably tell from the sign behind me, it is the boyhood home of the 33rd President of the United States, Harry S. Truman. Right over there is Harry Truman's house, and I'm scheduled for a tour of that house in about 11 minutes. Hopefully they're going to let me take pictures inside the house, but I really doubt it. But we'll see what happens. These little signs that you see, the Harry Truman signs, are all over town, and they seem to be quite obsessed with their ex-president here. So let's see what the Truman House and Museum have to offer. And behind me is the Truman Museum and Library. Very interesting chronicle of Harry Truman's life, a couple of good films on his life and his career as a president. Perhaps most striking is the multitude of major decisions that Harry Truman had to make during his presidency. I'm not really a student of history, so a lot of things only come to me after repeated exposures. So, the major decisions that Harry Truman had to make in the few years, 7.5 years or so that he was in the presidency, really shaped the rest of the world, the political landscape, the international landscape for decades to come. That behemoth that you see behind me is the world headquarters for the Community of Christ Church. And the only reason that I stopped here to see this is to comment on how excessive it is. I don't know, something bugs me about churches, about the amount of money that's spent on these elaborate churches. Somehow I just think that the money would be better spent. Behind me is Independence Hall. That's actually the courthouse where Harry Truman got his start. It was built in 1933 and used as a base. It was based upon Independence Hall in Philadelphia. So there you are. That's where the 33rd President of the United States started his political career. While heading towards St. Louis today, I saw a little sign on the freeway. It said, Arrow Rock State Historic Site. Arrow Rock Bluffs were first shown on a French map in 1732. They called it Pierre à Flèche, which means Arrow Rock. Apparently during the War of 1812, the Fort Osage Trading Post, which was located in Kansas City, was relocated here due to some conflict with the Native American tribes. And in Boones Lick County, which is where we are at present, as it began to get a little bit more settled, there was a ferry that linked Arrow Rock community, this Arrow Rock village here, with other places nearby. Interestingly enough, in 1829, the town was called New Philadelphia. I guess that name didn't last too long, so they renamed it Arrow Rock. And then in 1964, this became a state historic site. Right across the street we have one of the earliest public schools. I'm standing here on what is known as Arrow Rock Bluff. Apparently this was right at the bend in the Missouri River. It was the boats used to come right up here to my right. And because this is so high above the floodplain, it was a very desirable place to put a town. After the Civil War, when they started building more roads, river traffic dried up and this town basically became deserted. I'm here in Napton, Missouri, and behind me is Zoar Baptist Church. Zoar, from Genesis 19:22, translates into little, so I guess it's the Little Baptist Church. Organized in 1825, this church still holds services today. I'm sure that on Sunday, a couple days from now, this place will be loaded with the 20 or 30 people who live within a 10-mile radius of this church. Enough said. Behind me is Smith Chapel Methodist Church. It is the oldest Methodist church in Saline County, Missouri. And one of the original preachers there was George Caleb Mitchell, who went on to be one of America's most famous painters. I'm here on I-70, about 160 miles west of St. Louis, Missouri. And I just came across something very strange. I've never seen this before anywhere. What you see going along is a marker for Route 70, I-70, and then it'll say mile 90 as it did just there. And then it'll give you the tenths of a mile. So far there's been a sign every 2/10 of a mile. Now, I don't know what kind of harebrained idea that is. You know, I mean, I can't really see a purpose behind it other than to waste taxpayers' money. I'm here in St. Louis. That's the famous Gateway Arch, or the Arch of the City, whatever they call it. Behind me, that's about as close as I'm going to get to the arch. There's no parking around here. At present, I am standing directly underneath the arch. If I were able to move the camera and talk at the camera at the same time, I would show you up there what the Gateway Arch looks like from my perspective, but I can't do that, so you're out of luck.